Morning all, Elliott Trades here. Another analysis on the USD pairs. And as you can tell, we got a move down, but price is still consolidating. We've just come up and we've tapped this supply over here. Okay. I'm gonna draw the main supply and control. Okay, that's how supply is on currently. Alright. And you could say this is our demand here. From here to here. Okay. We're currently in this zone. Alright. We've come down 1, 2, 3 hits to the low. Fractal break. And we're inside the supply zone. Now, as I said, I don't believe we have a completed fourth wave yet, due to distance traveled. Now, if we stay at this level, because we can not go lower and complete a fourth wave, but in that instance, I'm looking for a triangle, and I've got A, B, potentially A, B, C. Then we'd be looking for a D and an E, and then continuation higher. Okay, we do have a zigzag, a zigzag, a zigzag. So we'd be, in that instant, we'd be looking for a zigzag and a zigzag back down. If we're looking for a triangle, so we'd be going like this, just quickly. And A, B, C, D, E, and then potentially we go higher. Okay, everything would be a zigzag. So if we're looking for a zigzag, or if we're looking for a WXY, or some kind of bigger zigzag coming lower, because that potential is still here, and we have a imbalance and demand zone, and imbalance inside the demand zone lower, where we've got 0.382 and the 50% retracement, which are common areas for the fourth wave to land. So we've drawn the fib from the beginning of 2 to the end of 3 in purple. Okay, purple. This would be the most common area. So considering we've got potential to come down deep, considering that even if we don't come deep, we're most likely going to do something like this: A, B, C, D, E. I'm expecting to see distribution in the supply zone. So regardless of whether we're going to get a short move down or an extended move down, I'm expecting price to turn to the downside from the supply zone. If price would come and take out the supply zone, then I'm waiting for a pullback and looking for a buy. But that is not my preferred, or what I believe is most probable for GBPUSD currently. So worst case scenario, we're ranging, and if we're ranging, then where's my Fibonacci range tool? That would be, okay, I just draw it like this and get the range. There it is. That being the case, if you can see this here, when you're ranging like this, it's good. You get good sells at 25 and good buys at 75. As you can see, we kind of respected the 25 line here. There was no bodies closed above it. We had a few wicks. Pulled down to the 75. Pulls up again, pulls down to the 70, just below 75, and we're coming back up. And potentially we could be looking for sells around the 25 again. Something like this. Yeah. That's maybe for D, A, B, C, yeah, D, and then an E, and then continuation higher, or something like this, and we go lower again. I mean, that's literally it. We need to, it's either we're looking for sales in here, okay, or we're leaving GU alone. That's what I see with GBPUSD right now, to be real. Now, Euro USD has less potential to come deep down and still be in a fall, okay? We can't touch this 618 basically, which is from the prior two to the current three, okay? And in fact, potentially we could be looking at this type of a retracement actually. So we've got the purple 2 here, the purple 3 here, the common area for a fourth wave, most common 0.382. Okay, we've hit, you know, the minimum 0.236, and basically we're just moving just like the pound. Difference here, slight difference here, is potentially we could go up and grab liquidity above these highs into this supply. We've got an unmitigated supply zone with imbalance. I mean, we did slightly tap it here, but you know, a small liquidity grab over here. But currently looking at Euro USD, it looks like it's ready for a buy to at least take out this high, potentially take out all these highs in this range, tap into this supply and go lower, because again, I don't believe this is the end of our fourth wave. I think we've got a zigzag here in a 5-3-5. The last 5 is an ending diagonal, okay? And then currently we've got this 3-wave move, another 3-wave move. Potentially we get a 5-wave move up here and then continue lower. I just put on the indicators, the EMAs on the screen. And we just go here. The hour is just about to close actually. So that 1 hour time frame, we're about to get above the signal line, the baseline, and the 50 static. We're about to close above all of those, and hopefully we close above the 13 as well if we're looking for buys, which looks like it's happening. Looks like it's happening now. There's about 20 seconds left. Now that's an indication of higher as well. So yeah, currently looks like there's going to be some form of upside here. Now, you know, we could tap into the supply and drop, but as you can see, I've got a black line here. That's denoting relative equal highs. So I wouldn't be surprised if we at least came and grabbed these relative equal highs and then dropped, but it does kind of look like it's going to make a move to take out a bit more than that before going lower. I'm not expecting this to continue higher from here, and it could. I mean, if we get a W formation over here, which it looks like getting some of, you know, some as a proper break, a pullback and continuation with a break structure, that would be a buy for me. That would be a buy. But at the same time, it just doesn't give me, I just don't think we could do, but I don't think we're going higher yet. But yeah, we have an imbalance and a small demand down here, which is within the range of a fourth wave. What we need to see is how this develops over here. This move coming up, that's a 3. That's a 3. Do we get a 5-wave move after that? Would you be able to consider that a 3? Would we get a 4 and then a 5? So yeah. But currently, like I said, with GU, if we end up in here, I'll just be looking for a fractal break, a pullback, so I can take continuation sells, because that's what I believe is on the table for us today. So yeah, still in the range, like GU. On AUDUSD on the 4-hour time frame now. AUD and NZD are basically moving the same, and they're both moving slightly different from the pound and the euro, whereas they're in the fourth waves, and over here we seem to be starting a new trend to come up. Now, great stuff. Old chef, I'm currently in a self-old chef. Stop loss is just above this high. It was a bit of an early, but I'll get into this in a second. Okay, we'll add old chef as a bonus, but it is worth noting that as we're in this supply zone, and it looks like we're coming down a bit on old USD, old chef is also at a supply zone and is coming down. Okay, so if I can just stay on the topic, AUD, USD, potentially coming down from where we are, in my view. Like you can see here, we could, if we are going to be bullish, then I'm looking at it as a potential 1 or A. Then this as corrective. So I'd expect either A, B, C, D, E, some form of triangle or WXY, and potentially a move down that takes out this low before breaking structure. Now, if we break structure here, especially if we take out this here, then I would be looking for a retracement to continue higher. But as it stands now, I favor shorts. If we do get a fractal shift inside of here, so currently we're on the 4-hour, and let's just quickly check the TDI. I thought so. The TDI, we're almost oversold. That's the red line. And we're above the volatility bands. So we potentially could be making a move down back inside the volatility bands and to the 50 static and the signal line, potentially. And if I just actually check that again on the 1-hour time frame. Okay. One thing we don't have on the 1-hour time frame, which I thought we would have, is some divergence. I'm sure we have it on the 15, but currently when I zoom into here, I do expect this high to get taken. Potentially we'll take this high and drop. We'll have to see, maybe take out these highs and drop. Okay. But this would be a good confirmation if anyone looking for sells. The break of this low. So if price would say maybe come up a little bit, come down, break this low, at that point you'd have a supply zone. Okay, the moment you get below this low, you've had some accumulation here, a move down, a move up, and then breaking it inside this supply zone. Okay, you'd be looking for a pullback here, and then looking for a reason to take it lower, also on AUD USD. Okay, so AUD USD is another one that I think is about to turn to the downside. And if we go to NZDUSD, which I'm sure is going to be very similar. If we just go to the 4-hour, take off the indicators. potentially we're in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looking for a leading diagonal. So this year, it does look like potentially, because I don't know if we're getting that, this could just be A, B, C, and then we're turning around to go down. So this is the supply zone. Okay, it broke this low. This low was an accumulation, so it wasn't just a dip. We created demand here, came up, took out this high inside this supply. After we created this demand and hit that supply, demand was taken out. Okay, we did hit a bit of demand over here, but the very fact that we did this like this makes me think that we're coming down from this supply over here as well. Okay, even if it's just to come back down to the demand we've created here, I'm looking at price coming down and then dropping lower. Now, if we do come down after coming here and we break this low, that would be this zigzag. If we come down below it, it would lower the probabilities of this potential leading diag if we came down and took this low, because we're expecting just a simple zigzag in this correction here. And if price would come up and then come and take it, especially if it came and hit 90% over here, that would be a flat, and you can only have zigzags in the 2 and the 4th waves of the diag. So currently, yeah, today hopefully we get some movement and it starts to reveal what's going on here. But you know, this can be A, B, C. This is a diag, but it can just be A, B, C. This can be a 1, okay, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, or this whole thing could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this potentially could be the start of a move down, whether that's an A wave or a 1 wave. And now let me just actually go on to AUDUSD, since you know we did look at it. Okay, we do have some bearish divergence here. As you can see, the high was made here, but it's lower on here, it's higher on here. We have some fractal breaks over here. If price takes out this level here, that would be a good look for the sellers, anyone that's trying to sell here. So currently something like this, that would mean we've got supply zone, last up move, down move, broke structure. We'd look for something like this to take it back down again, which is currently watching on AUDUSD. Now, just to get to where I was, why I even was thinking like that, on AUDUSD here, for our time frame, we've got this move coming down. Okay, it's corrective. There's no impulsive move here. Suppose you can count a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. Okay, and then we've come all the way up here. It's just not, there's not an impulsive structure going on here. We've come down here as well, and something told me that this might be an ending diagonal starting from here, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you get another move down in a 5 over here. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, some kind of accumulation, and price going higher, because we're range bound here. This is the last supply zone. Now, if we did just take out this supply zone, that would be good as well, because at the end of the day, if we just came up above here, broke out of this red line here, then to me that means we're taking out supply zones, look for a demand zone below to continue buying to the upside. But as this is providing a very small, a very good risk to reward, a very small stop loss, and quite a potential to the downside, that's why I'm looking for sales. I did also enter a sell on AUDUSD. So that's all I've got for now. I'm gonna do the cryptos and the stocks, come back later. I'll update as the market moves. On AUDUSD and all the USD pairs, I'm currently more interested in sales than anything else. And as price develops, we'll see what else the market might have for us today or in the next coming days. So please like, comment, subscribe. If there's anything you'd like me to do a video on, or anything you'd like me to further explain, please put that in the comments. and I'll be back with you later. Peace.